Let's talk about how we're going to factor a trinomial when the leading coefficient, meaning the one that's on x squared, so this, when that coefficient isn't 1. Now, first thing, there are really like 3 strategies I want to talk about. This is the first one. Can the lead coefficient be factored out? And what I mean by that is, in this first case, 2. Can all of the other coefficients be divided by 2? In this case, they can. They're all even. So let me write that. If I factored a 2 out, so 28 divided by 2, 24 divided by, 48 divided by 2, like that. And now it looks like what we've already practiced. So remember, we always say, okay, 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 6 times 4, which pair will also add up to 14? Well, it's this one. So we could say this could be rewritten as 2, and then x plus 2, and x plus 12. So I can factor that leading coefficient out and then treat it just like the other problems that we've already done. The second example, again, you go to this leading coefficient. You say, well, can I factor? Basically, are these other ones divisible? They are. I can take a 3 out of everything, so let me do that. 3. (12) divided by 3. 9 divided by 3. And then we say, well, there's only one pair that multiplies to 3. Thank goodness it also adds up to 4. So I still have that 3 up front, but we got x plus 1 and x plus 3. That is the first strategy you should check. Can that leading coefficient be factored out of everything? That's what I would always check right away. But what if it can't? So this first example, we've got 5x squared plus 7x plus 2. Well, I can't take a 5 out of everything. 7 and 2 aren't divisible by 5. Now, this strategy, I hate to call it just guess and check because we do have to use some reasoning, but we are going to kind of guess and check. Now, we know that we want to factor this into these 2 pieces. Now, whatever goes in this first spot right here, when I multiply those 2 together, this times this, I get this first term. Well, think about, there's only one way to do that, and that's if we have 5x times x. That's the only way to multiply together and get 5x squared. Now, certainly I could have switched I could have put the x in the first parentheses, the 5x in the second, but it's commutative. The order wouldn't have mattered. This is the only way for this to work. Now, whatever goes in this last spot has to multiply to be 2. Well, there's only one way to do that. It's 1 and 2. Now we have to think, is it 5x plus 1 and x plus 2? Or is it 5x plus 2 and x plus 1? Because 1 and 2 have to go in those spots. That's the only way to get 2 at the end. And at this point, I would just real quickly expand. I would just distribute. So let's see, we'd have 5x squared plus 10x plus 1x plus 2. And this one would be 5x squared plus 5x plus 2x plus 2. You'll notice that the second one is the one that would add up to 7x. This is the answer, okay? Not that one. Okay, let's do another one. So again, if I think about, it's going to be like this, this first spot right here, those 2 things have to multiply together to be 2x squared. Well, there's only one way to do it. 2x times x. Now, what's going to occupy this last spot has to multiply to be 28. Now we have some choices, right? And this is why, I say guess and check, but we have to be real strategic with our choices. So, 1 times 28, 2 times 14, 4 times 7. And if I'm thinking about what I'm going to put in this spot, 1 and 28, if I put 28 there, 2 times 28, there's no way I'm getting 15x. But if I also put 28 here, I'd have 28x. There's no way I'm getting, so I'm not going to use that one. Now 2 and 14, yeah, 2 times 14 is already 28. I don't think it's that one. I'm going to try 4 and 7. And that's why I know it feels like guess and check, but we do have to use some strategy here. So I'm going to start with the idea that it's either going to be 2x plus 4 and x plus 7, or it's going to be 2x plus 7 and x plus 4. And let's just quickly expand those out. There's my 15x. It's this one. That one won't work. Okay. Now, there's another method for doing these that takes the guess and check out of it that's called factoring by grouping. And I'll address that in my next video. But for now, this is a pretty sound strategy and using our kind of math and number sense to factor these. If this video helped, please like and subscribe for more math help.